If you find yourself in dilemma and you have lost hope, rest assured that it is not yet over if you are still breathing and you are able to see the sunrise and the sunset. Appreciate the mere fact that you are still living. Do not beat up yourself for your mistakes and failures. You just need to humble and submit yourself to God. God cares for the humble and helps the oppressed. He gives support and protection to people who are weak and helpless. He saves those who have lost hope. If God gave second chances to ancient people, He will also give us if we plead with Him. He gave a second chance to Jonah, who was instructed by God to go and preach to the people of Nineveh. But he decided to go to Tarshish because he thought that the people of Nineveh were so corrupt that they did not deserve God's mercy. He was not aware that by refusing to go to Nineveh, he was challenging God himself. But God, being the God of mercy, the God of love, and the God of forgiveness, He made him spend 3 nights and 3 days in the belly of a fish. He was back unharmed. He was given a second chance to change his life. And David, the most beloved and the chosen one amongst his brothers, he was anointed as king before age. On his journey to adulthood, he fell into sins. Because he was born of a woman, he was also a human being. He was also corrupted by the sin of Adam and Eve. He committed adultery with Bathsheba and arranged for her husband Uriah's death. Despite these grave sins, God forgave him and offered him a fresh start. We see David in his life returning the favor, showing mercy to others. He showed mercy to his son Absalom for killing his brother Amnon. He forgave Shimei for insulting and cursing him. He said maybe God would notice his misery and give him some blessings. We need to forgive others in order to be forgiven, in order to be given second chances. We, as people of this earth, we are quick to despise, to curse, and to judge others for what we think are sins. But we forget that God is the only person who is to judge. This is emphasized in James 4, verse 11 to 12. It says, "Do not criticize one another, my brothers and sisters. If you criticize fellow Christians or judge them, you criticize and judge the law. God is the only law, the giver and judge. He alone can save and destroy." Rahab was a prostitute in Jericho who helped the Israelite spies to flee. In our eyes, Rahab was corrupt and did not deserve to be spared. But her life was spared when the city was conquered, and she was later included in the lineage of Jesus. The God who sees all, the God of justice, the God who forgives, does not see the way we see things. He is always prepared to offer us second chances if we have faith and trust in Him. Sometimes we look and perceive the people holding high positions, especially in churches, the priests, the reverends, the pastors, the deacons, the preachers, the evangelists, the nuns, the sisters, and others as people who have no sin. We expect them to be holier than thou, forgetting that they are also prone to sin, because we sin by thought, word, and deed. Even the followers of Christ were exposed to sin, like Peter, who sold Jesus by denying him 3 times during his trial. Yet Jesus forgave him and gave him a second chance to be a leader in the early church. We hold grudges against people who crossed us. Sometimes we do not speak to them for days, weeks, months, or years. We even go to an extent of making them apologize for their behavior. We do things that we would not like if tables were turned. Paul was a persecutor of Christians before his conversion, but God saw a potential in him. He did not hold a grudge against him. He gave him a second chance and made him a prominent apostle. God is a God of forgiveness, a God of justice, the God who sees all. We may take deceit lightly and reason that it is just to protect oneself from a certain situation. We quickly make deceit a norm, and we even give names like white and blue lies, but actually they can harm a person concerned and they can lead to dishonesty, a nature of being untruthful that undermines trust and fairness. This happened to Jacob. He deceived his father and brother, but later he wrestled with God and received a new name, Israel, and was granted a new beginning, a second chance. Noah was an apple of God's eye. He was cherished, protected, and highly valued by God because he was a righteous and blameless man among his people and one who walked faithfully with God. But Noah was also susceptible to sin because he was born of a woman. He was human. He got drunk after he had been saved from the flood. Are we not all prone to sin? We are. But God gave him a second chance. Despite this incident, God kept his covenant with him of fruitfulness and dominion over the earth. We are all God's children. He created us in his own image and likeness. He loves us equally as his own. Whether we are sick, poor, rich, successful, or unsuccessful in life, he loves the way we are. All he needs from us is to have trust and faith in him in our distress, misery, happiness, sadness, and hope that he will give us a second chance like he did to the ancient people.